Hoist is kind of dead. It's been around 5 months since the last video, which is crazy to think about. There's a bunch of excuses, personal life, changing jobs, moving over to a new PC, getting distracted by the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial. Honestly, a bunch of my footage just has trial audio plastered all over it.
Consultation with an ENT specialist relating to your nose.
Objection, leading,
Sustain.
foundation, hearsay.
But generally I was making progress, and I will be going through that progress today. I'm going to be going off what I recorded, because I can't remember everything I did. But yeah, why is Hoist kind of dead? There are fundamental design problems with the game. Some of the decisions I've made for the game are just kind of bad. Hoist was intended to have a Metroidvania style progression to its map. The game focuses around the grappling hook, and the player doesn't really have any other attacks. I think this makes the game less engaging. The grappling hook lends itself to both speed and exploration, but the Metroidvania style kind of slows the gameplay down. Combat being focused around picking up objects and throwing them doesn't really fit this well. It feels like a game that I would install on Steam and put down after like 5 minutes. And if I don't want to play it and I'm not motivated to finish it, it's not going to turn out that great. The sections I was looking forward to implementing are ones where you have to progress through fast, or a speedrun type side objective, but those are unfortunately the ones where I had technical difficulties in and kind of killed the game. This is because of how the grappling hook is implemented. I wanted to be able to add hooks that could instantly propel you towards them, hooks that would allow you to hang below them rather than automatically reel in, such as for moving platforms, hooks you could hold onto, objects you could pull back with the hook rather than just instantly pick them up. But this doesn't really work with the physics-based approach that I took using Unity joints. I believe, based on my unsuccessful attempts, this lends itself to manually coding the physics and forces. Here's a bunch of those weird things that went on when I tried to mess with the rope system again. I did end up undoing it all using Git, but yeah, it was a bit of a nightmare. The rework would have been so big that I wouldn't even know where to start, to be honest. It was my New Year's resolution to finish this game, but it definitely felt like one of necessity to get it over and done with, rather than wanting to see the game progress. Let's look at what I did add. It's not 5 months work. It goes from April to the end of May, looking at the videos. I'm going to give these out of order. I did a bunch of playtesting with different people around this time. We found some awesome speed-based bugs. Level transition bugs. Save related bugs, and I added coyote time to the jumping after reviewing playtest footage. This gives you some time to jump after you've already left a ledge, so players don't feel like the game missed their input if they're late jumping. It also meant that I went and tweaked some level design, because when I watched the footage back, I noticed that obviously I'm a lot better at this game than people that are just picking it up. And some jumps that I thought were fairly easy, and the difficulty curve I thought was what it should be, I was completely wrong. I needed to adjust distances between spikes and all those kind of things. I added a bunch of interiors to the town. So the UND building got a revamp. Well, I got an interior, I didn't even have one before. And then I added NPCs and different things you could read in there, which is cool. I added moving NPCs after a little bit of difficulty and weirdness. And you can see the path in the editor using a line renderer. So that's quite cool. I added some cutscenes. So there's one at the very beginning of the game, which kind of gives a little bit of lore. and then you get thrown into your house. You speak to your mother, she tells you to go to the mines, where you go find your father, and then you get another cutscene where this sort of purple pool forms around your father, and then it grabs him and pulls him into the ground, with the idea that he would then appear in the depths of the mines, like towards the end of the game. But that would be kind of your whole point of doing everything. And he also gives you, as he's being grabbed, he kind of tells you what you need to go and do. So that was that one that was done. I added a pause menu. It's kind of similar to the one on the main menu, but it just allows you to do VSync, resolution, full screen, all that kind of stuff. I have some footage that I recorded, which I don't know why I recorded, but it was just me using a virtual keyboard online and mashing a bunch of keys. And I think I was kind of going for getting an idea of what tone I wanted to go with for some music. So there's one that sounds kind of more depressing. And then there's one that's a bit more upbeat. I'm not sure if the upbeat one is for like a tone I wanted for finding a chest or something. I'm not too sure. Alongside that, there's some new art for the mines, which this is one of my favourite things. I just love how the mines look now. The mine carts, the gems, just the darker palette I think looks really good. Did have a temporary parallax bug when I was messing around with some bits. But again, new parallax backgrounds I think look really cool. I added lifts just as a bit of an alternate level transition instead of running to the left or right. And I love how the character gets in the lift and then it goes down. It doesn't really go anywhere yet. I think it just kind of takes you back to the old levels. But the idea was that you'd have however many bosses I wanted, you'd have a lift correlating to that area. So you get like halfway through that area, you get a lift unlocked, which would go back to the main hub area. So you'd have a shortcut. But yeah, I just really like how these turned out. And that's pretty much it. But I hope I return to this game idea in the distant future. But right now I don't feel skilled enough to restart the project and also stay motivated on it. Just sort of retreading my steps that early is not something that I think I would get far with. I think I just end up giving up even faster than I did with Hoist. What does motivate me though is doing something new, and that's what I intend to do in the short term. I hope people understand, but together we say goodbye to Hoist. Thanks for watching.